Have you ever felt like something was wrong with you? Like you keep finding yourself in the same situation over and over again, making the exact same mistakes? I used to call it chaos, but what if it isn't chaos at all? What if it's a pattern? And what if it's a pattern you actually have the power to change? Hi, my name is Priscilla, and welcome to Dear Priscilla, a space where I share reflections from my personal diary in hopes that you and I can grow into who we're called to be. When I think about patterns, I think about Jenny from Forrest Gump. Most people look at Jenny and label her as self-destructive or selfish. She had someone who genuinely loved her, Forrest, yet she kept leaving him. Instead, she chose a life filled with drugs, toxic men, and instability. She drifted from one place to another, from one relationship to another, always searching for something, but never really finding it. But when you take a closer look at her childhood, her choices start to make sense, and I think her character deserves a lot more grace than she's often given. Jenny grew up in an abusive home. She experienced things at the hands of her father that no child should ever have to endure. So, in her earliest memories, love was unsafe, love was unpredictable, and love was painful. And when that's your first experience of love, it rewires you. So when Jenny became an adult, she didn't run toward what was healthy. She ran toward what was familiar. She kept placing herself in environments that mirrored her earliest imprints of love. Not because she wanted to suffer, but because her nervous system recognized it. Freud called this repetition compulsion, the unconscious drive to recreate early emotional wounds in an attempt to finally resolve them. We return to the same places, hoping that this time the ending will be different. Attachment theory tells us something similar. The bonds we form in childhood shape the relationships we tolerate or even pursue in adulthood. If love was chaotic, chaos feels like home. If love was unstable, stability feels like a stranger. So Jenny wasn't randomly self-sabotaging. Jenny was conditioned. And I think Jenny reflects the brokenness many of us carry on some level. I know personally I see parts of myself in her. I come from a broken home, and I can see how my past experiences have shaped me in ways that weren't always healthy. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Not for me and not for you. You don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to keep repeating these same cycles. You don't have to keep feeling like something is wrong with you. Instead of asking, why do I keep ending up here? Maybe the better question is, where did this begin? Because chaos isn't random, it's rehearsed. It's the body replaying what it learned before we ever had the words to explain it. Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Once you recognize the pattern, something shifts. Once you see it, you're no longer powerless. And with that awareness comes grace. Grace for the choices you made. Grace for the versions of you that were just trying to survive. Because healing doesn't begin by blaming yourself. It begins by understanding yourself and realizing nothing was ever wrong with you in the first place.